Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
Hey, while you wait for the next video to start, let me show you a quick behind the scenes of our studio. Right here, this is our editing bay. This is where me and my full-time team member, Zach Sparazzo, come up with the concepts for the videos, edit the intros, the outros, all that good stuff. Back here, this is where we do all the shooting. We have sliders, we have lighting, cameras, equipment, 4K projector, and guess what? All this stuff costs money. As we work towards improving the quality of our live stream, moving from regular 1080p to 4K streaming, and our videos, making them more interesting, expanding the team with hopefully more team members, improving the equipment, we want to help you guys partner with us in a creative way. So super chats of any kind on these live streams will be prioritized to get your question or comment highlighted and a shout out from me to you. And it's a great way for you to support what we're doing here and our hope to expand and grow the channel to reach more people. So all you got to do is click the little $sign, which will probably be synced up to your Apple ID account if you're an Apple user. Put in an amount of any kind, confirm it with your comment and question, and voila. Easy way for you to support our channel, support what we're doing here, and while at the same time guaranteeing that your question will get answered.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Hey, we got a very special announcement that you got to make sure you stick around till the end of the stream. I am very excited about today. This is the after party stream for the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. If you guys haven't heard that video, you should check that out. We just finished that video, and so we go live and then the videos redirect to these after party streams. We answer your questions, and so that is what's about to happen. So if you're here live, this is what I need you to do. I need you to click out of the chat. There's 70 of you guys watching. Click out, smash that like button right now for the YouTube algorithm, and then I need you to tell me in the chat where you're watching this from. We're gonna start with some shout outs, and then we're gonna get into some of your guys' questions, and then I got a massive announcement that I am extremely excited about. All right, so let me know where you're watching this from. I see some regulars here already. Shout out to Montana Vikings in the house. I'm so excited for this announcement, man. I'm so excited. Me and Zach love announcing things and starting new things, and so there's a new thing that we're doing. There's quite a few things we're doing. Newsletter, a 200K celebration meetup, but this is gonna be incredible. All right, so we got Alberta, Canada, Quincy, Massachusetts, New Jersey's in the house, South Africa's in the house, Santa Barbara's in the house, North Arizona, Vermont is in the house, Bermuda's in the house. Let me know where you're watching this from right now. Click out. Round Rock is in the house. You just north of Austin. I've been to Round Rock. My buddy Mike B's father actually is from Round Rock, and so we've stayed in Round Rock before. Last time, well, one of the first times when I was at Southwest. Hawaii's in a house. Chicago's in a house. Kansas. Houston. Paris, France. Let's go. Nebraska. Lynchburg, Virginia. Calgary, Alberta, Canada. San Diego, Jared, San Diego, make sure you're tapped in, man, because we're going to be doing a meetup for the 200K celebration. I can't give away the details, but it's going to be dope. I think we're doing Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, and San Diego, Oceanside area. Arizona, Norway, Pennsylvania, Florida, Sicklerville, New Jersey. That's a real place, Sicklerville. Interesting. Maryland is in a house. What up, Bars and Beats? I always appreciate you sharing the videos on Twitter, man. Thank you, brother. Reno's in a house. All right, guys, there's 101 of you watching here, and there's only 66 likes. Can we get everybody to click out, smash that like button one time for the YouTube algorithm? It really does mean the world to me, and it helps. Like, it really does help. It really does help, because when you smash that like button, what you don't know is you do this to the video. It goes. It's like a rocket. You're letting the video shoot up like a rocket. I'll do that sound effect again. Boom. Ohio's in the house. My 3-year-old daughter is here and loves to say, I want to watch Ruslan. Shout out to your 3-year-old daughter. Amazing. Ohio's in the house. Okay. Let me know where you're watching this from. Dope sound effect. I like that sound effect. It's a dope sound effect. You're right, Daniel. Thank you. All right. 101. Can we just get the like to viewer ratio consistent? And then we're going to jump into any questions you guys have. Of course, got to shout out to Patreon community, most talented community in the entire internet. For $5 a month, you get exclusive content like some of our reactions, extended versions, some interviews that aren't on YouTube. There's an interview right now I got up that I'm very excited about with Jeremy Davis, ex-NFL football player transitioning to be a content creator. Man, it's actually a really good conversation. Japan is in the house. Oh my gosh. How incredible is that? Okay, there's 117 of you guys now, 116, 116. Can we smash the like button one time for YouTube? Let's get to 100 likes. Let's get to 100 likes, and then we're jumping into all your guys' questions. I will always think of Ruslan every time I hear King's Dream. Respect. Respect, respect. I appreciate that. Trinidad and Tobago. Yay, area. What up, Zach? Yay, area is in the house. Let me know where you're watching us from. Okay. All right. 87. Can we get a couple more likes? And then we're going to be jumping in. This Amber Heard trial. And Amber Heard trial, man. So Johnny Depp wins. But what got him here was him just having to fully expose every intimate detail. And he seemingly won. But did he win in a way where he'll get his career back? I don't know. I think Amber Heard was thinking this was just going to be quote unquote free speech because she said some stuff in an article she wrote, and Johnny Depp was like, yo, you're talking about me. You're kind of wild. And she was like, I'm not. And the jury sided with Johnny Depp. It's something I didn't mention in the other video, which is why you guys are here. He's never going to collect that $15 million. That's not happening. She don't have it. Okay, he wanted 50. He got rewarded 15. He's not getting that. What is she gonna do? She's gonna file for bankruptcy. That is going to get lumped into a bankruptcy. He's never gonna see a dime of that. This was more of a symbolic statement that he did because he wanted to take back the narrative. And instead of doing interviews and that whole bit, he just said, I'm going for the jugular. I'm gonna sue her. And so it'll be interesting to see if he will be on the big screen. If you guys think Johnny Depp's going to be back in Pirates Caribbean doing movies right now, let me know by dropping a 1 in the chat. If you don't think so, drop a 2 in the chat. Like, drop a 1 if you think he's going to get his career back after this. I mean, he was making outlandish amounts of money doing Pirates of the Caribbean. Drop a 2 if you think, bruh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for you, my guy. It's a wrap for you, my guy. Sending that to Deck Collections. Yeah, good luck. Good luck trying to get that, Johnny. He's not getting that. He probably isn't even going to pursue it. It's just, if he were to pursue it, then at that point it would just be like, I'm just rubbing it in. I'm just rubbing it in to make sure that, we're going to really make it a point to just humiliate you, right? And make her file for bankruptcy. I don't know if he's going to pursue it. I really don't know if he's going to pursue it like that. Okay, so a lot of you guys think that he's going to be back in Hollywood. Okay, that'll be interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, if he's clean, I think so. If he's clean, I think it's possible. Shout out to Truth that he said 2 on the Pirates movies. Yeah, I think it'd be very interesting for him to get back to where he was at. But you know what? Hollywood loves a good comeback story. Who's the guy that plays Iron Man, Zach?
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr., right? What a great comeback story. So I think Hollywood loves comeback stories, and so it's possible. You got to think about how eccentric of a person he is, man. You know who is he's not Will Smith. You know who's one of the coolest actors is Keanu Reeves, man. That dude lives a very normal life. He just kind of be out and doing his thing and not really tripping, and it's really interesting. So, yeah, man, shout out to Keanu Reeves. I'm almost done with The Matrix Trinity. I watched it on a flight, and I didn't get through all of it. I got through like half of it. But Keanu Reeves seems like a really normal, down to earth guy. He should connect with Gibson and play Jesus. Who? Johnny Depp? Johnny Depp playing Jesus? I don't know, man. He'll come back as an actor for sure. Okay, we'll see, man. You guys are more confident than I am. If you ever looked into the lore that Keanu is immortal, it's crazy, but I love he interesting. Keanu, I've never looked into that lore. But that sounds interesting. That sounds really interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting if Keanu comes back. Robert Downey Jr. came back. JD can come back. All right, respect. This wasn't about Johnny. This is about narc abuse. We have all experienced it, from school, playground, workplace, boredom, family relationships, nothing to do with celeb life. Okay, respect. But can we agree, B, can we agree that celebrity, access to excess, fame, fortune definitely throws gasoline on those tendencies, right? Meaning that, like, yes, these sorts of situations would have still happened, but would they have happened to this magnitude if these folks weren't celebrities? I don't think so. I think access to excess is one of the leading causes to amplify our dysfunction. Meaning this, there's a proverb that says, an inheritance attained too early in life is not a blessing in the end. If you think about the story of the prodigal son, what happened? He wanted his inheritance earlier in life than when he was supposed to get it. You get your inheritance, what? When your parents pass away. He wanted his ahead of time. He was trying to do something that was pulling something from his future into his current. Whenever you're trying to get something from your future season into your current, it's always going to cost you more. And so what happened was he pulled it into his present, and he ruined his life, you know? Thankfully, our God is a good God, and obviously the parable is there, but there's you know, he came back and to the Father and repented and all is well. So I think whenever you're trying to pull something from a future season, by the way, people don't know this, the vast majority of your income is earned not in your 20s, not even in your 30s. The vast majority of especially a professional's income is earned in their 40s and 50s. So what happens when you have ball players, actors, influencers earning the lion's share of their life's income in their 20s and 30s, you don't have the capacity and the character to be able to handle that sort of wealth, right? The vast majority of us, even if you switch careers, your income is going to be substantially more when you're 45 than when you're 25. I know it feels really hard, and it just seems like, man, things are bad. Over time, you'll get there if you stay faithful, stay present, stay deliberate. You'll get to where you want to go to most of the time. Unless you have like moral breakdown, you go to rehab, you go to prison, right? That's a little different. But even then, that could be the motivator for a lot of people, you know? So I think acknowledging that, man, the fact is most people earn the lion's share of their income in their 40s, which is the prime season. And if you get it too early, very unlikely you're going to be able to handle it, you know? Johnny doesn't want to go back to pirates. Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you, D. Thank you for educating me. I did not know that. That's interesting. Did not know that. Disney reneged twice. Yeah, that's interesting, man. It's interesting no one stood by him. You know, I think we're seeing the era of like Netflix standing by Dave Chappelle, even though Dave Chappelle costs more to make for his specials, not to make, but what they're paying him, like the total deal of what his specials are more than what they pay for. What was the movie that came out, Zach, with all the mob guys? It was trending. The Irishman. The Irishman, right? Huge movie, cost $200 million, I think. And Netflix came out and was like, yeah, like we're not doing any more vanity projects, right? Irishman's a vanity project. I thought it was a brilliant movie. We're not doing no more vanity projects. And then they sent out the memo saying like, look, if you don't like our content with Dave Chappelle or Ricky Gervais or these other guys, like you can bounce. They said this to their own employees. So I feel like we're entering this era. We're turning this corner where some of these corporations will stand by people despite allegations that are attempting to get them canceled. And that's all these things were they not? Like these were allegations by someone who seemingly has came out to be a complete narcissist. And that's very fascinating to me. That's very interesting to me, okay? So, guys, if you're here live, there's 200 of you guys. Thank you for everybody who was here early who smashed the like button. If you're here live, smash that like button. Let me know where you're watching this from. We're going to start jumping into some of your guys' questions. If you like to be generous enough to make a super chat, it helps a lot with everything we're going here. We're hoping to get into a bigger space. We're hoping to expand the team, bring in another in-person editor. Drop a super chat. It would help a ton. But we're going to prioritize those, but I'm jumping into your questions. Blaze asked, Ruslan, do you think this Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial can infect that people won't take seriously Me Too to defend real victims of women? Man, that's such a great question. So can this be a gotcha or I told you so to the real victims out here, right? Like, can this be a thing? And I don't know. I don't think so. I think this was something she caught the wave of that Me Too movement. And I think people tend to be more skeptical now when you're making statements without there being any type of substantial claims and there's not a pattern, right? Even with people that I'm personally not a fan of. I'll give you a real quick thing. H3, Heathen from H3 had a girl on that like alleged that Byron from Fresh and Fit did the same thing to her. And folks came for him and came for her because the story just didn't line up. I think people are going to be more skeptical, but I don't think we're just going to blindly listen to folks without some degree of like, hey, these details don't match up. Hey, did you file a police report? Hey, did you know what I mean? Like, I think people are going to be more skeptical, which I guess could complicate it. Someone said, why wasn't Amber Heard? Amber has a judgeable spirit. True domestic violence victims know HA was lying. Yes, I think that's it, right? I think that's it, is that people knew that she was lying. HP3 used to be good, but yeah, man, he went way off the rails. I don't know what happened to that dude. He used to be interesting, but it's so bad now. Like, yeah, his whole thing is just so bad. He had a thing where Coleon Nior replied to him making a statement about blowing up the daggone NRA convention, like unironically, and then try to like make a joke out of it. Like, that dude is off the rails in my opinion. Anyway, the verdict gave me some peace that telling the truth still carries weight in society. Yes, I think that's the majority of folks, right? Like, there was justice. It wasn't just like you just dismissed and discarded someone based on allegations, but now this is what you're saying. Go to court and prove it. Right? I think that was good. Okay, shout out to you. He says, do you think maybe this is the pendulum swinging the other direction? Since personally, I think men are sidelined with the believe all women mentality. I just hope it will allow to show a just scale. Yeah, this is what I think. I think there's a difference between a woman coming out and filing a police report, showing evidence, providing specific claims that add up versus someone indirectly saying something about an ex relationship, a past relationship, and then that being believed at face value. There's a difference here, is there not? There's a difference between, hey, this happened and this was a violation versus, hey, I felt uncomfortable. Right? Or I felt like his words were violence, right? There's a difference between these two situations. And I think I saw a lot of women dragging Amber Heard online that were like, don't lump us into this, right? Like, so I think this is definitely a different corner. I don't know if we're going to go to extreme. I guess only time will tell. It'll be interesting, but obviously, these things happen to men too. And obviously, just the allegation a lot of times, just the accusation a lot of times can end somebody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said Amber Heard's done next, Jada Pinkett. Oh no. She was abused too. They were both utilizing trauma responses. Johnny's was soothing through substance abuse. Hers was doing what she saw done to her and others. That's my perception. I think you're totally right. Hurt people, right? So she's replaying the drama that she experienced, and then what happens? You become the combative abuser in the situation, which by all accounts, that seems to what have happened, right? There didn't seem to be any evidence that he ever physically or sexually abused her, and there was tons of evidence that he provided that she punched him. What did she say? I hit you, I didn't punch you. I hit you, I didn't. That's straight out of an SNL skit. I hit you, I didn't punch you. What? Amber Heard was railroaded because of Johnny Depp's celebrity. Actual malice wasn't established. Fair enough. Was she just practicing her free speech? Was she talking about past relationships in college? I guess you could argue that. I think when she went into the trial, she was just not likable, and Johnny Depp just came off more congruent and won over the jury or the judge. Was there a jury or a judge? There was a jury, right? It wasn't a judge. And so I think that played a lot to it. Yeah. So to your right, to prove there was actual malice, which was Dr. Grande's response. It's hard to prove malice with slander, right? And so you're right. I think that's a tough thing to prove. Women's rights are still the same. We just see that there are also men being abused. JM, you're gonna have to go back and re-listen. His attorney Waldman comment is the one is the one she won. Yeah, he had a killer attorney, by the way. His attorney was dope. Amber Heard has never lived on 21 Jump Street. I don't get it. 21 Jump Street. Okay, guys, if you're here live, let me know where you're watching this from. I'm gonna do a couple more questions and then we're gonna get into our big announcement. Okay, how can men protect themselves from women like this that may exaggerate, to put it mildly? This is legitimately one of my biggest concerns. That's a great question. So, leap of faith, for starters, you gotta be very selective who you're gonna date. Okay, you gotta be very, 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 very selective with who you date. So I think a lot of this is preventative maintenance. Here's the deal. Hurt people, you attract what you are. So if you have some dysfunction, if you have some junk that you haven't worked through, if you have some stuff that you're still working out, if you have some substance abuse issue, odds are you're gonna attract codependent people that are gonna bring the toxic side out of you. So I think one is preventative. Fam, go deal with your stuff. You gotta go deal with your stuff. You gotta go deal with whatever trauma you're harboring. You got to go deal with these things, right? And then you got to also know what the red flags are in situations like this. What are the red flags with dysfunctional people? What are the red flags with narcissists? What are these red flags that I think you probably feel instinctually, but sometimes we look past things? And here's a thing that I learned a long time ago. Just because someone appears attractive doesn't mean that they're a good person. Now, granted, in the eyes of Jesus, Romans says that none are good, not even one. Jesus said that, right? So what I'm saying is, like, just because someone's beautiful, just because someone's attractive, just because a guy is charismatic, just because a guy's in shape, that doesn't mean that is a person of character. That doesn't mean that is a person that you should plan to be with, spend time with. And I think sometimes we will ignore what the character is revealing to us. We'll ignore what the red flags are, because we're attracted to someone, because someone's physically attractive. Now, in a perfect world, you meet someone that has great character and is attractive. But a lot of times you might have to go through a lot of dysfunctional people. And if you yourself aren't settled and don't have your own identity figured out, you're going to be a hot mess, and it's going to make things worse. So you have to, one, be solid, be stable, make sure your relationship with God is on point. Two, you have to know what the red flags to look out for. And that just requires some diligence, and probably requires you listening to your instinct and not listening to your other head. Hello, if you're a guy, not listening to the chemistry your body is giving off because you are seeing someone that would be good to procreate with, right? Because you want to recreate and have babies with, but not necessarily build a life with. That's your body, just like, oh, there's chemistry. That's all that is. It's just sexual attraction. So you got to suppress that and increase who is this person? Like, what is their reputation? How many other people would vouch for their character? Do they have friends? Are they a solid human being? Am I going to remain an autonomous human if I date this person? Or am I just going to get completely just like sucked into a black hole of every living moment I'm with this person? I'm just completely checked out from my own friends and family. These are a lot of real things that, like, I don't think we know about and we really don't consider. And so you can end up in a situation like this because you are solid, but you're just naive. You're not looking at the red flags. You're not listening to your own community. You're not really watchful. And so I think there's a lot here that we can avoid on the preemptive part. Now, on the other end, I think once you're in a relationship and just say you saw past it, it's just too late. You have to see the red flags. You got to see the writing on the wall, and then you got to set boundaries. You got to set boundaries. Hey, Sundays, I'm going to my church. These days, I got work. These days, I go to the gym and take care of myself. I got my Bible study with my friends, and you remove and keep some degree of autonomy, because if your relationship jumps and escalates to as if you're one flesh, there's going to be a time and a season for that, right? But if you're just out the gate, your whole life becomes one. Man, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. So I think there's a lot of red flags, and then the way you get out of it is you set boundaries, and you have to be okay with that person potentially having to fade out of your life, because you need to remain your own autonomous human. You become one flesh in marriage. You become one flesh when you start families. You become one flesh in that regard, right? So I think there's a lot of stuff to avoid that it honestly is a bit more straightforward than we think. You know, a testimony is better and more important than anything you can do next. Yes. And being content that, like, man, if this isn't the person, you'll find the person, right? God will, not in like a cheesy way, like God's gonna send you your spouse, but like there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people in the world, right? Unless you're in some rural town in the middle of nowhere, there's a lot of people out there. You're gonna be okay. So I think a lot of it's preventative, and then I think on the back end, setting boundaries, and then if boundaries are violated, you need to pull back. You need to pull back, and you need to say, no, we're not communicating. No, and when you break it off, we're done. We're not communicating. We got nothing else to talk about. You got to figure out your life, you know? There you go. If someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. All right, you guys ready for this announcement? Drop a 1 in the chat if you're ready for this announcement. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're ready for this announcement. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're ready for this announcement. It's a couple announcements, but there's like a really big one that I'm really excited about. Leap of Faith says 1. All right. Drop a chat. Drop a 1. Okay. All right. Oh, man, I'm so excited. Zach, I'm like really excited, man.
I'm excited for us.
All right. Here we go. Maddie on the mix. Okay, so as you guys have known, we've had a tremendous amount of growth on the channel. We're edging on 200,000 subscribers. There is we got about 7,000 subscribers to go. We've grown year 1, 100,000 subscribers. Year 2, we'll probably exceed 100,000 subscribers. I cracked 100,000 subscribers in November, and so we're about to crack 200,000 subscribers. I've had months where we've grown by 35,000 subscribers in 1 month. I think that's the best month we've ever had. We grow at an average of about 10,000 subscribers a month. And it's been amazing, and it's been really, really, really good. And so the announcement is, the side announcement is we're going to do a 200,000 subscriber meetup in Los Angeles and probably Oceanside, San Diego. Okay, and I got some guests coming out. That will be announced surely, especially as we edge closer. But the big announcement that I'm very, very, very excited about, and you guys can participate, especially if you're a creator, is we launched and are launching and going right after this, jumping into another YouTube channel called Master YouTube Live with myself. And I'm extremely excited to be putting something together for Christian creators, or creators in general, really, to document my journey in terms of how we've been able to do this. I am not a YouTube expert. I am a practitioner, and I am an expert in my own journey and what I've been able to do. So we're going to redirect this stream immediately after this, and I'm doing a video on the channel. This is an old channel that I revamped, and the video is called From Failing Videos to 10,000 a month on YouTube. Okay, and I'm just gonna tell you guys how this all happened, and just document this journey. I'm gonna do a video on how we grew exactly. This will kind of be like the channel trailer, and then we're gonna be doing how we do thumbnails. We're gonna be doing how we structure videos. We're gonna be doing how we grew by 35,000 subscribers in 1 month. We're gonna be really breaking down and getting into the nitty gritty of some of these things, because I, much like Mike Winger, who actually gave me this idea, is we need to see more Christian creators on this platform. And so the chat, here, I'm gonna put it, meet me here. Okay, so I'm gonna pin this up right now. And so we need to see more Christian creators. Mike Winger started a thing like this, and I think he got busy. And so we're gonna jump in and like really add value. The cool thing about this is, one, it doesn't require a lot of effort on my part, because we're gonna be using the very format that got me to 100,000 subscribers. And two, check this out. This is gonna be crazy, and this is why really you should go subscribe. Because two, we're going to be updating a course we put together called Master My YouTube Live. But how we're going to do it is we're going to be doing a bonus session at the end of each stream that we're going to be adding to our paid course, but is going to be available for free for anyone that's there. And then we're going to trim it out, meaning that we're gonna get into some really gritty, advanced level analytics in terms of how we do our thumbnails, how we do our intros, how we edit stuff, why we started doing these things. And those paid features, if you're subscribed and you're there live and you pull up, you're gonna be able to catch that stuff live. You understand what I'm saying? So we're literally going to be using the format that got us to where we are, we're gonna be using that exact same format in real time and then clipping those, putting those on a course, and then it won't be available for replay, okay? So I'm like super excited in this format that we're doing. And so meet me over there. I'm gonna tell you guys the entire story of how this happened, how we've been growing, how I went from completely tanking videos to completely transforming the channel. And cracking, you know, 100,000 subscribers year one. We're going to crack another 100,000 subscribers in, I think, what, 7 months, 8 months, and then we're going to be doing just stuff just to empower more people on the platform. And there's so many different ways to build a YouTube channel right now. I'm going to show you guys my way, but we're also going to highlight other channels that we watch. We watch a lot of channels and really be in the minutia of these details. Like we watch How Money Works, Jake Tran. So we're gonna be doing like channel reactions and getting into the nitty gritty of why this stuff works, right? Because it's not that complicated if you have a roadmap. It's not that complicated if you know what you're doing. There are some variables you can't control, but the things you can control, you can have a roadmap. And by the grace of God, I feel like there's the gifting over my life is being able to communicate complex ideas in simple fashion, and to give you guys a roadmap and show you how to recreate my own success. So anyway, that's up right now. I'm gonna meet you guys over there, okay, right now, and I'm gonna be telling you guys the story of how I went from failing videos to making over $10,000 a month on YouTube. There's nothing to sell, so I'm like, there's no like mastermind group I'm trying to get you in. I don't do coaching, I don't do masterminds, right? We have one course called Mastermind YouTube Live, which we're gonna keep updating. So that's there right now. So you guys want to hear this story? Go over there, subscribe, meet me there, and I'm gonna be jumping in to basically the very beginning, the first video, the trailer, and I'm hoping, much like Mike Winger, much like my buddy Sean from Think Media, we want to see 10,000 Christian creators on this platform. We want to see people pull up and really take advantage of the opportunity, regardless of your age, regardless of your background, regardless of any of these things. If you're interested in the slightest bit about YouTube, pull up. Or if you just want to be nosy and know how we've been doing. If you want to be nosy, hey, you're welcome to pull up. So meet me over there right now. It's available. We sent it out to our superphone folks and our emails and the whole bit. So pull up right now. I'm dropping a link right now, and I'm gonna head over. I'm literally gonna take a potty break, and I'm heading over there, and I'm pulling up. I gotta log in on the eCam, make sure everything is synced up, log in over there. I'll meet you guys over there, all right? So appreciate you. Ideas, all that kind of stuff. Channel reviews will eventually be migrated over here, the whole bit. So if you're nosy, if you're interested in YouTube, come over, meet me. I'm going to tell you guys, this is the first video. You guys could witness it. All right. I'll see you guys over there. Peace.